Hey guys, Jonathan here, and LEGO sent me the brand new 2025 Batman Tumbler vs. Two-Face and the Joker set to review early for you guys, but of course, all thoughts here are my own. Now, this set drops on January 1st and has 429 pieces, 3 brand new exclusive minifigures, and also has a whopping price tag of $60. That is absolutely insane for only 429 pieces, and I really don't know what is going on with LEGO's pricing right now, especially when we consider that not all that long ago in 2021, we just got a version of the Tumbler that was $40 with 422 pieces. So this new one is $20 more and only has 7 more pieces. Granted, we do get 1 more minifig, and all 3 minifigs here are exclusive, but that's not enough to justify a $20 price jump for only 7 more pieces, if you ask me. That being said, it is a very cool set, so if you're able to find it on sale at some point, I definitely do recommend it, but I don't know what it is with this latest wave of LEGO superhero sets. The prices are bonkers. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at this set and breaking down all the awesome stuff about it. So for the build, the very first thing we'll look at here is this bat signal. I love that they put the Nolan logo on there. Of course, they should, because that's what would make sense. But you can turn it on this little pivot here. You could also throw this to turn it on and off. I mean, it doesn't actually do anything, but just for play feature. And of course, you could pivot the bat signal like that. So it is a very cool compact build, and it's been a little while since we've gotten a LEGO bat signal in a regular set. So this is definitely welcome and very, very cool. As for the build itself, it is a very compact version of the Tumbler. I do quite like it, but we do have to note how small it is. In fact, let's take a look at it right now next to the 2021 version that, again, only came out a few years ago, and you'll notice that it is demonstrably smaller. Just for reference, I mean, look at the tires, right? The tires on the new one are the same almost in the back as the front tires on this one. Then when we look at the back tires on the original, it is so much bigger. To me, this one from 2021 is a lot more in scale with what I imagine the Tumbler would look like in Lego form. But the other thing about the 2021, when we open it, there's actually 2 seats inside. I have Scarecrow's gun in there still, but you can see there's a driver's seat as well as a passenger seat, which is movie accurate. Now, shifting our focus back to the main set today, I don't want this to be a comparison. I just wanted to show you side by side. When we open it up, there is only room for 1 minifig on the inside. But when we look at the interior here, you'll see there's a decent amount of space, and you could almost fit a minifig behind the driver's seat where Batman is, which wouldn't be movie accurate, but we have those 2x4 studs that are exposed because we have to have some way to equate for the rubber cape on Batman. We'll look at that in the minifigure section in just a second, but overall, it really, really is compact compared to the original. Beyond that, though, I do like the scale and the shaping of this. Play features are not very many. We've got these stud shooters on the side that shoot out those orange studs, which I do like as far as a play feature for kids, but of course it's not going to be movie accurate there. That's something that I feel like the previous version did a little better. It is a super solid build, though, and with it being just a smidge smaller, at least it's not going to take up a crazy amount of shelf space, which is good, too, because I know if you're anything like me, I'm running out of shelf space more and more each day. But I still really like this set, and I do think that it is pretty cool. $60 price tag is insane, like I've said many times already, but overall, it is pretty sweet, and I do dig the contouring and shape quite a bit. All right, our first minifigure is the Dark Knight Batman. The only thing new on this figure is the torso, of course, that being the Christian Bale Dark Knight torso armor, which does look really great, and of course, we can flip this cape around to see a very detailed back as well. LEGO definitely did an amazing job, particularly with the shading of the utility belt, almost having like a reflective copperness to it that I really like, that is pretty unique for this figure, and I dig that a lot. Now, I just swiveled that cape around, so we can obviously talk about the fact that this is the new rubber style cape. I'm not a big fan of these rubber capes. I do think that it works all right on Thor and maybe even Loki, but I just don't prefer it for Batman. I like the paper capes. I want the paper capes back. Now we basically only get this or sponge capes, so paper capes are going the way of the dodo. Anyways, the other thing to note on this figure is the cowl, which uses the new Batman cowl piece. It does look good, but it doesn't look great for any of the cinematic Batmans because, of course, we could see their eyes. In Christian Bale's case, you know, he has like the black makeup around his eyes. But with that being said, too, In The Dark Knight, there's that scene where he's fighting Joker in the scaffolding, and he has the computers, like, running through his eyes with the cell phone stuff. So in that one scene, I guess that this is sort of accurate. We'll lift the cowl up to see that this is the head we've been getting on Batman for quite some time. It's the one that I believe debuted on Shang-Chi, if I'm not mistaken, and it works well enough for Bruce. I mean, is there a better head out there? Of course, because I'll be making upgraded customs for all these figures, but by and large, I think that this figure works just fine and represents the Dark Knight pretty well. If you were to ask LEGO why this set costs $60, they might respond and tell you, it's not about the money. It's about sending a message. I love Heath Ledger's Joker, and having just rewatched The Dark Knight while building this set, I think they did an amazing job of bringing this to LEGO. We haven't had a Heath Ledger Joker in the purple suit for many, many years, and the only other time we got one was in the UCS Tumbler, which has made that figure skyrocket in price. This is going to be a lot of people's first opportunity to get the Joker from this film in this suit, which I think, of course, a lot of people are going to be excited about. The head and hair combo that's used here do come from the most recent version of the Tumbler, so, you know, they didn't reinvent the wheel there, and honestly, a lot of people might not even have that Tumbler. So I think that this figure brings a lot to the table where they're giving a lot of LEGO collectors something they haven't had an opportunity to own before, and the reused pieces are even coming from a figure that they might not have otherwise. So I think this figure really does offer a lot. He, of course, has that $100 bill in his hand, and I really, really like a small detail that his second button from the top has not been buttoned. I just think that's so cool, and I love the way this figure translated to LEGO. And finally, we have my favorite part of this entire set, Two-Face. Two-Face is my favorite DC villain, probably my favorite DC character, to be honest, and I love all the LEGO iterations of Two-Face we've gotten over the years, but we've never gotten one from the Dark Knight trilogy, and this is so awesome. Now, as you'll see, he has black eyebrows, which I'm not sure if that's super accurate. You know, not every little detail is going to be as accurate as we see on screen in a film, and we are talking about LEGO and not like Hot Toys, action figures, or McFarlane DC figures, so I'm going to let that slide. That doesn't really bother me. The torso print is so cool with that gray torso, of course, the same tie we see in the movie, and half of it being burned. Then, of course, on this side, we get the black sleeve to match that being burned, and that burn printing goes onto the back of the torso as well. Very noteworthy, I'd say, is the brand new hairpiece that debuts on this figure, which covers only about half the head. Now, because of the way a LEGO head is shaped, it can't only cover half the head, but when we look on the inside, you'll see that they gave it the perfect amount that they could, you know, because they can't, like, expose the stud on top, otherwise it would slide off. So we do get the full receiver circle stud that goes into the hair, and I think that this is literally the best hairpiece that LEGO could possibly make for this character. The one gripe I have about it is that it covers up some of that great burn printing on the back. So we get a lot of burn printing all over the figure, but when we put the hairpiece on, you'll see that, unfortunately, it does cover up most of the burn on the back. Now, you'll notice that there's a big gap right here where he's not burned, and that's actually because of the way LEGO figures are printed. It's very hard for them to do a 360 print on a figure, and it's actually exceptionally rare. And as a cool fact, I suppose, I believe the very first figure to ever get that print was Alfred in 2006. And for reference, that would be this... For reference, that would be this Alfred here, where you could see his receding hairline is printed the entire way around the figure. Even then, it's not really printed on the side of the head, it's printed along kind of like the curve of the top of the head. So it is cool to know that LEGO could do that, but they really have only done it a handful of times over the years, and it's not something that we should expect LEGO to do right out of the gate. That being said, we also get the scratched up double-headed coin. Of course, it's not double-headed because it's LEGO, but I do like that they made this scratched up side here, and that is such a cool piece to include. This is a figure that I've wanted from the LEGO Superheroes theme literally since I was a kid, seeing this movie when I was 13 in 2008, and I cannot be happier with the final result. Yes, I mentioned a couple things that could have been better, but those really are not things that are within LEGO's control, and I think that they did the best that could possibly be done with this figure, and I could not be happier with it. So with that being said, let's zoom out the video and call it a day. Alright guys, well, I'm going to have a comparison coming up very soon of every LEGO Tumbler built at minifig scale. That'll be the 2008, 2013, 2021, and this 2025 model, all of which are very cool but very different. And in that video, we'll be determining which one is the best priced value and the worst priced value, all things considered. But to wrap up this video talking about this, I really do like this set. I like the scale, I like the size, I like the figures, I like everything about it except for the number that's going to come up when you show up to buy it at a store. If you can find this on sale or use a gift card toward it, I definitely recommend it. But man, that price right out of the gate is really insane, and I just don't know what LEGO's thinking. Anyways, let me know in the comments what you think of this set. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and check out all of my other 2025 DC and Marvel reviews up on the channel now.